Yeah, who is your favorite sleeper running
Patrick hates me.
back? I don't. I love that.
Actually, it's Wilk who hates you.
Oh, yeah.
It's Samaje Perine. Why? I understand he's in that backup role behind Javonte Williams. However, this is a much-approved O-line. This is a situation where Sean Payton, he likes to use his running backs that do whatever they need to do, which means Samaje Perine's effectiveness and his ability to earn yards after contact, like if he just ends up being the guy, he could be the guy. I don't necessarily think you are drafting a backup here. I think you're getting a guy at a value who right now is in the 9th round, could certainly be a very solid RB2 for you.
Always finds a way to make himself a part of the offense. This goes back to his time with Cincinnati. Another player that I'm looking at could be a two-pronged approach would be in Minnesota. I know when Dalvin Cook was released, Alexander Mattison was the obvious favorite to be the top running back. But Ty Chandler is somebody who's intrigued me since last season. I thought he flashed a little bit, and had he not suffered that injury, I thought he really could have been a thorn in the side for that running back situation last season. I really do anticipate him. I'm not going to say that he's necessarily going to end up as the RB1, but he is going to be a huge factor for the Vikings in that rushing attack this season.
A little less of a sleeper for me, but I think look at where James Cook is currently going. The
Yes, love
RB29
this.
by ADP. He's been very busy this offseason. He only had 35 plays in the preseason, but he ran the ball on 12 of those plays. He had 2 catches, and in the last 2 games, he carried the ball 8 times. 7 times, the guy who handed him the ball was number 17. I think that's very crucial in terms of looking at
Scored a
how
touchdown,
many
too.
times. Yeah, he's scoring touchdowns as well. Again, not a very deep sleeper, but take a look at where James
Like
Cook
a
is
napper.
going in your yeah, just
like a
little
napper.
nap. Just,
Got it.
Closing my eyes just so I can try to feel better. But let's really close them. Let's go into cryo sleep. Cynthia, who's your deep sleeper?
Kenneth Gainwell. I think that actually this kind of piggybacks off of what you said about Jalen Hurts and potentially not having a second season of 13 rushing touchdowns. Kenneth Gainwell quietly led all Philadelphia running backs in targets, receptions, and receiving yards in 2022. Perhaps a shorter pass with a little bit of like red zone action here really boosts him up the draft. I mean, he ranked 52 amongst running backs last season, but I forecast that to go up. And plus, this is a nice insurance policy because there's some changes there. And while I like DeAndre Swift a lot, like he hasn't always been healthy. So that's a good insurance policy as well.
No, I really like Kenny G, but you know what? I got to talk about Evan Hull. This is the Evan Hull show of record.
Evan Hull.
I love this player.
Does anyone love Evan Hull more than you?
No.
No, nobody does.
Not Florio?
No.
Oh, got it.
Florio.
Okay.
Florio just heard about him 2 nights ago.
Got it.
This has been a guy that I have been on board with. I know that Patrick was talking about his double hero RBs going Superman and Batman. I'm going with like Red Hood. I'm going with deep cuts at the hero position.
I've never
I think that Evan Hull could come in here and really be a factor for the Colts. Obviously, with the Jonathan Taylor situation, still not coming to a conclusion just yet. You look at an offense that, when you look at what they did in Philadelphia, they rotated plenty of running backs, and I think that Evan Hull is going to get a shot here. So later on in your drafts, and you're sitting there, you're searching through the board, and you don't see anybody that you like, just take a shot at Evan Hull. What?
Where do you go to school?
Where do you go to school? Northwestern.
Yeah, okay. Great school.
All right, there we go.
Got to get both my schools in.
I feel bad because the Evan Hull phenomenon, like you guys gave deep sleepers. I don't think Jerick McKinnon qualifies there, but again, I do want to remind people, he had a touchdown in 6 consecutive games in last year. Sometimes there's a draft sort of amnesia with regards to Jerick McKinnon, and then the middle of the season comes and it's like, oh yeah, Jerick McKinnon is a huge commodity on a really good offense where there's actually more targets available because Mecole Hardman is a Jet now. 81% of his fantasy points came from receptions as well. And again, always keep that in mind when it comes to running backs who can get a little extra boost, especially in some PPR leagues.